Good morning. My name is Lori and I am a first grade teacher at Community United Elementary School. This is my third year. Mindfulness is something I am so grateful for because in a world where my students come with heavy hearts, lots of violence and uncertainty in their lives, school is a place where they come to and look for safety. The 5 minutes every day that we spend doing mindfulness is a safe place for them, and they all love it so much. We practice mindful eating, mindful walking in the hallways, mindful sitting and standing when we get out of our chairs. But mostly I believe that the heartfulness during mindfulness is where we close our eyes and we pick someone we want to send kind thoughts to. And we vocalize these thoughts that we want for other people and share who we sent our kind thoughts to. Helps them to realize that throughout the day we are doing these good things for other people as well as for ourselves. My students come to me often upset after recess and they tell me, Miss Uno, I need to take 3 mindful breaths. And so they go to their desk, have a few mindful breaths, and are able to come back to the class ready to learn. At the same time, sometimes they tell me, Miss Uno, you need to take 5 mindful breaths. And I do. I stand in front of the classroom, I close my eyes, and they count for me 5 mindful breaths. And when we are done taking our mindful breaths, we are able to move on with the rest of our day. So I love mindfulness. Mindfulness is great for our students. It's great for our community. And believe me, it helps us teachers as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and I am Teresa Jeffrey Clark. I am a 5th grade teacher at Hughes Elementary School. Mindfulness saved my life. I have a great group of 5th graders, but there's a lot of energy in the room. And this was my first year teaching as my last career before I retired. And it's something I've always loved. It has allowed me to help the children not bring the chaos that's in all of our lives as human into the classroom the first thing in the morning. Our children may leave home. It might have been a chaotic situation. Out on the playground, it's certainly chaos. And when we come in, we were trying a couple of things to calm everyone down so that they could begin their scholastic day. And when Megan came with Mr. Michael and that wonderful bell, we are so in tune now that every day, we did it every other day, and now every day until the end of the school year, we'll have 15 minutes of mindfulness. We'll go through the process, and then we'll write in our journals, and everyone is ready to start their day, and they're brilliant. Their test scores have risen, some 50%, as a result of them calming down at the beginning of the day to start their day, and it is really remarkable. So now instead of Mrs. Clark saying 50 times, quiet, peace, chime, did you hear me? No, sit down, okay, and then help. Now I just hit the bell, take a mindful breath, they breathe in, we breathe out, we say that felt good, and we're on our way. It's good.
Hello everyone, my name is Methany Thongma and I teach 1st grade in San Francisco. And when I first found out that my school would be hosting mindfulness, I really honestly was very hesitant. I thought, how is this going to fit into my day? I have all these things to do, there's no way. And I teach six-year-olds, there's no way that these little guys could really benefit from this. So regardless of how I felt, Mr. Golden showed up at my door. And my kids, of course, were also very curious about this man with the bell, the magic bell. And so, you know, first day he was very, very kid-friendly, just taught us basic breathing and knowing about our bodies. And he left on the very first day later that day, at the very end of the day, we had our science lesson right after last recess, so they were all wild, and I was losing it. And I was trying to get them all organized and quiet on the rug, and everyone was, oh, I can't see, and push and shove and all of this. And I see one kid in the corner, my little Marquest, with his hands like this and his eyes closed like this. And I just thought, I got to take advantage of this moment. So I said, Marquest, are you practicing mindfulness? And he's sitting there, and one eye pops open, and he says, everyone was quiet. They saw that how happy I was that someone was actually taking something so simple, and everyone started doing it. I started doing it, and I was able to get through my lesson, and I think that just kind of created the foundation for a very successful 8 weeks, and now we do it all the time. And I just want to say thank you to Mindful Schools for giving me tools to help my children, especially the ones that don't have the coping skills, have really low frustration tolerance. We can use this now every day. So thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Giovanna Spinoski. I'm a school psychologist in Oakland Unified. I've worked with children from the mid-70s in a variety of capacities. First as a teacher for wards of the court in a boys' home. Ever since I started working with youngsters, I've spent a lot of time with youngsters who had a harder time because of their hurt feelings or unfortunate backgrounds to have the impulse control and compassion and empathy that we like to develop in our youngsters. And so part of my mission as an educator and as a psychologist has been to pay attention to those strategies that I've seen really work. When I learned about mindful schools, I did everything that I could to learn about it and to try to get it into our school. One of the things that not only does it provide the skills that you've heard these youngsters, they demonstrated, it provides children with a self-soothing strategy. And a lot of our kids, the reason that we see drug use and many of the ills we're trying to teach them from is that they don't have a way of calming their anxiety. This, just using the curriculum I've seen from the beginning of when the mindful teachers come into the classroom to the time they leave, these youngsters, they've learned self-soothing strategies.
Good afternoon. I'm Jeanette McDonald. I'm the principal of Franklin Elementary School in Oakland. We are in the East Lake District, anybody that knows where that is, 9th Avenue and Foothill Boulevard. We have about 800 students, and we represent 26 different languages, including 4 deaf and hard of hearing. The goal of our school is to allow a peaceful environment so our students can learn and feel safe. Referrals have gone down since we have embraced mindfulness, and we've had the good fortune of having it over 3 years. Dr. O is a psychologist at Franklin, and she's more than that. She is the most creative individual one of the most creative individuals I've ever met, because even before we embraced mindfulness, she was meeting with those little darlings and teaching them and having them try and use their mind, not their emotions, and think within themselves. Give them the skills, the options to choose other ways than a swift punch to the left jaw. The benefit that one of the benefits I see with mindfulness, the entire class learns the techniques, talks about it, becomes the support staff for each other, not only in this much more peaceful classroom environment, but on the playground, in the after-school programs, in the Saturday soccer games. And parents tell me they take it home It is something that is part of them. It is a skill that no one can take away from them. And it is strengthened each time they come to school and they see it's a success. It works. We have 60% of our teachers are involved in the program. So I see it I'm speaking as seeing it in the office. I do not see the referrals from the usual frequent flyers that I have seen in the past. And it is wonderful. I encourage anyone that has any questions about it, just give us a call at Franklin, and I would be happy to have you come and visit. Because you're the practitioners, you are the teachers, you are the parents as the first teachers. And it always helps not to have someone who's the principal, although I basically am a teacher, never been able to change that, but to have you come and speak with any one of our teachers. I would welcome you. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. My name is Jeanette Hernandez, and I'm the Regional Executive Director for Oakland Unified School District in Region 2, which means that I supervise and I support a group of elementary and middle schools in Oakland, in central Oakland, the Fruitvale area. So there's 20 elementary schools and 5 middle schools. And we're working toward becoming a full-service community district. And that means that we really want to develop really strong core instructional programs. We really want to ensure that students have academic and social access to programs and for their own outcomes. And our job really is to provide opportunities and remove any barriers that would prevent their success. And so I think about mindfulness. Right? And I think if we're going to become a full-service community school, we're talking about educating every child. We're talking about coming together as communities. We're talking about crossing communities and really looking at supporting our children and families in Oakland. And so my experience with mindfulness was sort of accidental, actually. I was at Redwood Heights in the fall, and I was talking with the principal, and she was talking about the work she was doing in her school with mindfulness. And I said, wow, that's great. You know, we meet with the principals twice a month, and they come, and they're just full, right? And so I always say, don't go to school first, come straight to the meeting at 8 o'clock, because it's easy to get sidetracked. And there is incredible amount of demands in the schools. And so I was thinking, how am I going to get them to really be here in the room and to think about the work that we're going to do so they can move their school forward? And so the principal, Sarah, said, well, you should try mindfulness. So she connected me with Lori Grossman, and Lori came and talked about it. And I said, God, Lori, I would love to do this, but I don't think I have time in my agenda. I'm too busy, right? And so what we decided was Lori came and we talked about it, and it's actually now part of our practice that we do twice a month. When we meet, we come, and we take about 3 to 5 minutes, and we just have a moment of silence, and we just breathe, and we listen, and we pay attention. And it's amazing what that 3 or 5 minutes does for us, for our day, in terms of just being able to focus and do the work. Our principals are incredibly dedicated. I know you all know that. And it's important that they really have the support. And so for me, the mindfulness is both personal and professional. It's really hard to separate that, right? Because we actually have to be present among ourselves to be able to do the work and be present for other people. And I had the privilege of attending a level 1 mindfulness training. And so Lori said, oh, you know, Jeanette, I think it would be great for you to go. So I said, okay. And it was at 7 to 9. At the end of the day, I was so tired. And it was, anyway, by the time I got there and by the time I left at 9 o'clock, it was an incredible experience just to be able to, and for me, it's really about a balance. And right, how do we have balance in our life? A balance in our work, we're all committed. And we also have balance in our family. I have an 8-year-old son, and my family's really important to me. And so mindfulness has really actually helped me have balance in my life. And I think about how we as adults, we model for children, right, from the principal to the teacher to the child. And if, you know, we always say, if the principal's happy, the teacher's happy. If the teacher's happy, the children are happy. So I want to thank you all for inviting me. And I really want to figure out ways that we can support our principals in schools and have mindfulness in every school in Oakland. So